Well, hello, I'm Rob Hopkins from Transition Network, and I'm sitting here by the river in Totnes with my friend Hide, who's been visiting us for the day and telling us all about the exciting developments and the spread of transition across Japan. And as one of the people who came up with the transition idea and has been involved since its beginning here, I'm very touched and humbled and thrilled by what you're doing and the work that's happening in Japan doing transition. Since transition started, it's gone from this little market town in Devon to 43 countries around the world, to thousands of communities who are doing this. And one of my great privileges in life is to sit in the place where I get to hear the stories that come in from around the world of what people are doing, whether it's Japan or Brazil or all the different places where transition is happening, all the innovation that's happening. And it feels to me like in these times where that are economically very difficult and where the limits, the ecological and energy limits that we operate within are becoming more and more clear, that actually the place where the real innovation, the really exciting innovation is happening is in places like this, is at the community level, is ordinary people getting together with the people around them. Because in the big organisations, in government, in big business, there's no room for risk. There's no room for really looking at the questions that define the time that we live in. How are we going to live with much less energy? How can we thrive in a world with much less energy? And what's a new economy that's going to be appropriate to this new normal that we live in actually going to be like? And as I travel around the country here and as I talk to people around the world doing transition, to me it feels like the real innovation, the real exploration, the real vision is coming from ordinary people, is coming from people in their communities getting together with the people around them. And particularly I think in Japan and in the context of the recent terrible tragedies that have befallen the country, the work that you do in terms of not just coming up with solutions but modelling them on the ground and leading by example are so important, and it's impossible to underestimate how important the work that you're doing is, even if it may feel to you like nothing is changing, nothing's making a difference, there's not enough of us, we're too small. The work that you do is incredibly important. And I just would finish this with a little story, I suppose, that about 5 years ago here so Hide bought me a copy of the Japanese version of Transition Handbook, which makes me feel very proud, and thank you very much. One of the stories in the Transition Handbook is about the Totnes Pound, and I went into, 5 years ago I went into a building here on the High Street where there was, on the wall there was an 1810 banknote issued by the Bank of Totnes, and which I think there's a picture of in the book actually, and I just wondered what would happen if we made some more. What would happen if we printed some new ones? And nobody knew the answer to that question. I asked lots of people, everyone said, I don't know, are you allowed to do that? I don't know, could we? So we just printed 300 and we gave them away to people at an event, and we said you can spend these in town, and here are 18 shops who will take them as being worth £1. That then led to the first proper Totnes pound, and then to the current Totnes pound. But the point of the story is that actually that moment of thinking, yeah, let's just do it and see what happens. I had no sense at that time that it would make any difference, that it would go anywhere. It was a mad idea that I had. And now you see in the city of Bristol, which is a city of 800,000 people, directly inspired by the Totnes Pound and then other ones, and now the latest kind of evolution of it is the city of Bristol, a city of 800,000 people, where a lot of support from the local city council. The mayor of the city takes his full salary of £51,000 in the local currency. And you can all trace that back to that moment of saying, well, let's just try it and see what happens. So when you're working in your communities and you're coming up with ideas and you're thinking, well, this is just silly, there's not enough of us, you have no idea where that tipping point goes from your idea taking off and inspiring other people around the world. And the Fujino Electric Company is a great example. Let's start our own electric company, and now lots of other communities are copying that idea. So be bold, be innovative, be brilliant, because these are times that really demand it. And thank you. So have a wonderful gathering, and I look forward to hearing all about it. And thank you so much for all that you do.